Hello and good day to all. In this video, we will cover how to select columns from multiple database tables using SQL. We will mainly talk about equal joins, inner joins, and outer left joins. First, let's create two different databases and upload my personally created example files. Let's make some databases. Our first database is going to be called test2db, and we're going to save it in our quick access location. So save that. And we do not want to create a table yet. We want to import our table. So let's import a table into our test2db dataset. So we're going to import it. We're going to go to our desktop, and we're going to import the table1r dataset. All right, and we make sure our column names is first line checked. So we have ID, BB, IK, and GB as column variables. All right, it's imported. Good. Now I'm going to close this one down because we're not going to work in this one. We're going to close it out. Yes. Let's create a new database. New database. We're going to call this one test33db. We're going to just save it. We are going to import. We're not going to create something right now. We're just going to import our stuff. So cancel that. Now we're going to file, import, CSV. Going to go to our desktop, and we're going to go down, scroll down to table. Let's see, table 4R. All right. We checked out the column names is correct, and it's ID, GB, ABC, and TA. All right, import's done. Now we can go over to SQL executions, and we can start doing some SQL. Now let's cover equal joins, which are usually achieved by pairing equal values from two different database table columns. Since we're already inside the database test33db, we can simply attach our other database, which is test2db, into our current database. So we're going to do this, and we can only do this because we're in SQLite system. So I'm going to do attach, because if we were in if we were in something else, we could do something a little bit more easier. We can't do that. So we're going to do attach c dot slash, and this is me pointing. This is me pointing to my the data location for the test set that I want to pull into this database. And so I'm going to use as. So it's attach your file location as, and I'm going to make up whatever name you want. So I'm going to name my stuff U47 because I did everything with that before. So execute it. Comes out incorrect. What did I do wrong? Let's check out, see what we did wrong. Okay, so our mistake was that we forgot to add the .db inside our file location. Okay, let's create a equal join statement. So we're going to type select, and we want the ID columns from both tables. So U47 dot table1r dot ID, and then we want the other table 4r dot ID. And we're only doing this because both tables have ID columns in it, so I just want to make sure they know the system knows that we are pulling from both. We want columns from both of those tables. And then we want BB, which is a column inside table R4, and we want ABC, which is another column in table 4R. Now we're going to say type in from U47 table 1R and from table 4R. So these are the tables we're selecting. These are the databases that we're gonna. Well, these are the tables and databases we're gonna be pulling from. But it's all within the database because we already used the attached symbol. And then we're gonna say where U47 dot table 1R dot ID equals table 4r dot id. And all we gotta do now is just hit enter, execute, and it should execute. Yeah. So we have just now created a equal join. This output only combines observations that have matching values of ID. What if one of our tables has a duplicate value? What if one of the tables has a duplicate comparison value? So let's make a table like that. So we're going to insert into table 4r values, and I'm just making up some values, but it's going to be consistent with the notes. 106 TU 507. So this is just me inputting a new row inside table 4r. And then we're just going to execute it with semicolon there. Execute it. And it's executed. Now we can just go over here and we can see the table. Well, let's just go over here. Yeah, see, new table column right here. Now all we have to do is go back to our previous SQL code and just execute it. And we see that this is what happens when we have a extra comparison value within one of our data set tables. That comparison value is gonna the duplicate is gonna be compared with the other table that only has one observation that is of the comparison nature, and it's gonna output another column for that unique system, that unique comparison. So what if both tables have duplicate values? Let's insert into u47.table 1r, and this is right here is we don't have to clarify which columns, but we're going to clarify the columns that we're going to be importing stuff into just for fun. So the ID column in table 1r, the BB column, the IK column, the GB column as well. So that's all the columns, which means we really didn't need to actually specify that, but we just did that anyway. And then we're gonna type in the values that we're gonna input into this column. Values 106, comma RTB 30 WO. Now we're gonna execute this. And this is syntax error. That sometimes happens when you don't type everything in correctly. So let's just fix that and execute again. Bam. So now what we have is table 1r has a new row. So let's execute that new row. Now we see that we have an extra row. One last example with from where equal statements in SQL. Let's cover one more where equals statement. So we're going to for this one we want to insert another duplicate value into the table 1r. So insert into U47 table 1r ID BB IK GB values 104 RTB 30 WO. Alright, and now we're gonna execute this. Alright, so, and now all we have to do now is go back to our original code and execute it to see what would happen for this unique system. Alright, at this point, we should understand that every ID from table 1R and table 4R that are the same, they will produce a observation in this kind of format system. So we have 8. So this is what we produced. All right. Now let's cover inner join, which is like equal join, but you can do a little bit more interesting things with. Okay. Before we go any farther, let's delete all this extra stuff that we created. I don't want all these extra rows or anything. So let's just we're gonna do this twice. Let's delete from table 4R where ABC equals 50. All right, executed that. And I'm just gonna do another one because it's just fun. Delete from U47 dot table 1R where IK equals 30. So it's delete. Inner join. Let's make our tables more interesting. So let's insert into table 4R values 111 TK 444 19 fix that mistake before I execute it and run. Okay, so we just imported it. Well, we need to import. We just inserted a new column into our table 4R. Now let's select U47 table 1R dot ID table 4R dot ID table BB and table ABC, and from table 4R inner join U47 table 1R, and we're going to do on U47 dot table ID or dot table ID. I'm going to execute this. All right, so inner join can pretty much be similar as equal join, but we can do some interesting things like you can compare a greater than for this if we wanted to get something, or we can just change around, be like inner join on less than, so just you can change it up if you want. All right. Now let's cover outer left join statements. Let's now cover outer left join. So we just switch this back to equals, and we're just gonna switch this over. That we remove the inner and put outer left, and I'm just gonna execute that code. And as we see here, we are missing stuff from our first column because that's not in the outer left column, which is the table 4R. So this is the second column is from column table 4R. The first column isn't, so that's why there's a null on the fifth column, because this same thing is it's within table 4R, but it's not in table 1R. And same thing for the B with the null. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful.